Greetings and welcome to another video of Yolanda Intuitions. Thank you for being on my channel. Today's topic, I want to talk about femininity and 5 ways to exude femininity. And this is part of your becoming your best self for 2025. And so what we've defined is one of the ways to exude femininity is empathy and emotional intelligence. And this kind of discusses how women exhibit a high level of empathy and emotional intelligence, which is a key aspect of femininity, and it explores how traits manifest in daily interactions and relationships. And so with empathy and emotional intelligence, women are able to deeply understand and share the feelings of others, or showing a high level of compassion and genuine concern for the well-being of those around them. And then this again allows you to be a comforting presence during times of need. So let's say you're that one out of your group of friends or co-workers that everyone on the team or department seems to come to when they're experiencing an issue at work, or they're experiencing something within their home life, and you're that person that seems so approachable and so compassionate and caring. And you find over time that individuals tend to come to you, and that's one way to show that it's your feminine side. And then also it's women are self-aware and highly attuned with their own emotions, recognizing and understanding why they feel certain ways, and the awareness allows them to manage their reactions and behaviors effectively, avoiding outbursts and impulsive actions, which could lead to regret. And how many of us know that if you're not attuned into your own self-awareness and understand, okay, so if there's something outside of you that that's not agreeable to you, or another in another, or let's say if you didn't do your self-work, you would have responded or reacted differently, versus you being aware of who you are and in your feminine nature, you would have yelled, screamed, or taken it to a level that it probably shouldn't have gone. And then how many of us know that maybe an hour or two or later, after you've had your outburst, and you're like, wow, okay, I think I could have did that differently. Now how do I take that back? And you can't take it back, because once it's said or done, there is no take backs. So it's just like you have to live with what we call the consequence of it. And so that's being emotional intelligent in how to respond to certain situations and certain in certain relationships, and interactions, daily interactions. And you can do 2 things. You can take the, I call it the rah-rah way, or you can be the lady and say, hey, listen, that's outside of me. That's not for me to control. And I'm going to take the path of least resistance, and I'm going to either remain quiet, or I'm just going to walk away and I'm not going to respond, or I'm going to think about the whole situation before I do respond. And that's how you get a more a better response from, from individuals, who you may have interactions with, and how you respond also affects your relationships and your daily interactions with, various individuals. The second one we have on exuding your femininity is grace under pressure. Now, it says grace under pressure. It outlines how women often handle stressful situations with grace and poise, showing their ability to remain calm, composed in challenging circumstances. Basically, kind of pivots off of the empathy and emotional intelligence. It kind of goes the same. It kind of goes hand in hand. So if you are emotionally intelligent, you know that the grace under pressure actually, kind of ties into it, because if you are in a pressurized situation, or life event, and you're feeling like you just want to scream, or maybe everyone around you seems happy and you just want to be angry, or you just want to go somewhere and be to yourself because you're like, how's everyone around me happy, and I'm going through this or whatever, and it's just like remaining graceful under pressure, and you keep your smile, and you keep you still be yourself, and be that helpful individual. Because as we help others, it goes back to the saying, whatever seeds you sow, so shall you reap. And so if you remain graceful in a pressurized situation, things will, work out for you. And you keep your character intact, and you remain poised. Some may look at it as, she's never bothered. She always seems like she's unbothered or nonchalant. And it can appear as nonchalant, but when you're emotionally intelligent, you know that it's not nonchalance. It's the fact that I don't have to respond in a certain way, or I can choose to respond this way, because that's who I am. That's what I exude. It's the feminine in me, the femme in me, that has me poised and able to respond as such. Right, ladies? So that's number 2, grace under pressure. And number 3 kind of ties into nurturing and supportive. And this focuses on the nurturing aspect of femininity, including how women support and care for others, whether in a personal or a professional setting. So it kind of highlights the importance of, building strong communications. And that kind of ties into, it all kind of ties into the grace under pressure, empathy, and emotional intelligence. And so here, I kind of made myself a note. It says that basically the same thing I was saying before. So when you're in a challenging situation, you can remain nurturing and supportive, or if someone else is in a challenging situation, you're there to nurture them, you're there to be supportive. And you'll see how many people and how many individuals tend to gravitate towards you, and by the end of the day you're looking around like, gosh, I didn't get a chance to do any of the things that I planned to do, because I had this one come over here, and then this one needed me over here, and then that one needed me, and then I got this phone call, and before I know it, was an hour we were on the phone, and I was talking to them. But it's also a beautiful, beautiful feeling to know that individuals trust you. They trust that whatever they share with you is not going to be judged, and you're not going to look at them any different, and you're going to be a support to them, because you put yourself in their shoes. And it's nothing like that. That's where the empathy comes in, because with empaths, you tend to put yourself, your feelings in, like you can feel what someone has shared with you. You can feel what they're going through, and that's why a lot of empaths do kind of stay to themselves, because when your frequency is that high, you you can feel, I think your level of feeling certain things is higher than most individuals. And so as a feminine, as a female, you kind of, we already are in tuned with, with nature. And so when someone is sharing sharing their situation, or sharing their challenge, and sharing their life events with you, you put yourself in their shoes, and you feel where they're coming from. And it's like how they say, when you cry, I cry. Or kind of, you do feel that. And it's like, okay, because I don't want to know too much. I don't really want to, I don't want you to try to keep yourself. I don't want to hear it, because if I hear it, it takes me to that place with you. But being a solutionist, it's like, okay, so I'll say being a solutionist and support is, okay, so that happened. You're going through that. Okay, so what's our next step, and how do we get through it? And I'm here, to get through it with you. And with grace and with poise, and we don't have to go out, and we don't have to get crazy, and we don't have to get rah-rah about it, but we can do it with grace and with poise. And then at the same time, for my young ladies that that may be watching this, it's a lesson for you as well, that okay, because I'm going through these things, and these things are happening for me, but I can respond as a lady. And then you'll be amazed how so many people, because I'm gonna say, as women of color, we're already looked at to handle things totally different, because our stereotype is we're going to fly off the handle, for lack of a better word, right? And so when you come at them with a different attitude, with feminine, with your femininity, and it's like, okay, so this is how this is going to be done, and this is what we're going to do about it. And then they have to take a step back and say, okay, wow, I'm dealing with a different individual. Okay, because I've done it many times, and it's happened many times. So I'm here. I'm a living witness of it. And so yeah, so that's our third thing. Our third point on exuding femininity. And then the last one that, let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, that's four ways. Communication skills, right? So communication skills is the exploration on how women often excel in communications, both verbally and non-verbally. So it kind of, talks about the impact of effective communication on personal and professional relationships. Again, ties into what I just was saying, like stereotyping women of color more so, and I'm speak to all women when I'm talking about femininity. But I make a point to speak to my melanated women and young ladies, that communication, our communication skills is what can either hinder our relationships, both personally and professionally, is how we communicate. And I've had many positions in Fortune 500 companies for 20 some odd years now, and I've learned over time that you are going to deal with a multitude of individuals, a multitude of personalities, and it's not only just how to communicate verbally, but also non-verbally as well. Because I know when we're not as mature, when we're younger and we're not as mature, to catch ourselves when someone may be at your workplace, professional, that's the professional side, or personally someone that you may be either involved with romantically, or family members. And learning to communicate effectively means that, I say this, I think it's very important that we start to read. I know we have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have Instagram and Facebook, and we're scrolling, and they give us information or whatever, but it's nothing like reading a book. And reading kind of expounds your vocabulary, right? And so when we have more words to use, we can express ourselves better. I'll say that, right? So instead of saying, someone makes me sick, or this one gets on my nerves, or, the typical sayings, you can find a better way to say that. Or I won't say a better way, but you can find a different way of saying it without affecting a relationship, because sometimes we never know when we may, when an individual may be of help to us, or or we may need them to assist in some way. And if we come across as unable to, because they're quick to put that label on you. Oh, she's unable to communicate. She can't communicate, so don't talk to her because she gonna fly off the handle at you. So when we start to learn, or when we learn how to express ourselves, because I think that's the best way to say it. When you're able to express yourself, you find that the relationships are better and the communication is more effective, because you tend to understand each other, right? And so you can say, okay, so this bothers me when you do X, Y, and Z, or when you said X, Y, or Z, or this, it made me feel like this or that. And two things the person can do. They can either say, oh, I don't care, it's just my way, and I don't care about how you feel. And then you know how to respond to that person, because then you have to say to yourself, because sometimes in this is hard situations, it's hard decisions to make. Like in your femininity, it's keeping your peace and your poise at all times. And so if an individual, doesn't like how you respond, and even though you feeling like, okay, because I'm not going to be, the combative, and I'm not going to be the, I don't want to be the, I won't say belligerent, but you can say that, because sometimes some women do get that way, but you can say, okay, so I'm not going to give them what they're looking for. How about that? Because sometimes when people are in their pain body, like I like to call it pain body, meaning you carry this pain around, and looking for instances and situations to to use, so that you can get that angry energy, so you can pull someone into your anger, so you can pull someone into how your state of being in that moment. You can pull someone into okay, because I'm feeling mad and they're always smiling, well, let me make them smile. Okay, because I did that for them to get upset, and oh, she's still poised, and she's still keeping herself about, well, what else can I do? I don't want to hear that. And so it's just like, so you have to make a hard decision and say, hey, you know what? Now that I know that that's how you feel, you're going to have to be on my do not contact list. Okay, ladies? Because we're going to have to get us a do not contact list, okay? For those who aren't ready. Because sometimes when you're leveling up and it's time for you to move on to bigger and better things, people, places, and things are going to start being chopped away from your experience, from your everyday, and you have to be ready for it, and still be your gorgeous self, okay? Because listen, we are leveling up, and we becoming our best selves in 2025. So I think the fifth thing, I lost track of counting, but did I do 5 of them? Because I'm not even sure. Oh, the self-care. Yes, self-care and well-being. Yes, we can't forget about self-care and well-being, because that's the number one. Because if we haven't taken care of ourselves, we can't take care of nobody. Because how are we going to be feminine and cute and poised, and we haven't taken care of ourselves? Okay. So the fifth one that I have is self-care and well-being, which discusses the importance and self-care in maintaining overall well-being, and how it is a significant part of exuding femininity. Okay, so one of the things I like to do and I started doing is taking myself, out to eat, take myself to lunch, get a nice healthy meal. Just sit there and I don't have to talk to anyone. Sometimes people will come up and they'll start talking, but you know, sometimes I feel like being bothered and sometimes I don't, because under my breath I'll be sitting there like, please go away, please go away. But then sometimes it's cool because, when people don't have agendas and people's just genuinely just having a conversation. So that's the beauty, that's the beautiful part of that. And then also it's like pamper yourself, get your nails done. We all know that. I think a lot of us ladies, we do that, that's our femme part is we, get our hair and nails done. And speaking of hair, I would love us ladies to get back to our natural hair. Get back, even if you, and when I say natural hair, I don't mean that you have to wear it like in a natural fro style or whatever. You can wear it straight. You can, you can blow it out. You can press it out or however you want to do it. When I say natural, ladies, I'm talking about your hair, okay? I'm talking about what God has given you, okay? What is grown from your follicle, okay? And that's what I'm talking about, getting back to natural and doing your hair. Get you some herbal treatments that they have. Herbal one that I use. I forgot the name of it, but when I get it, I'll definitely put it in the description. But it's one that I use to grow your hair out, because we've been doing wigs for so long. I mean, my I've been getting my hair done. My sister, many years, and so many ladies are, they're putting these wigs on. Ladies. The men are tired of the wigs. Sorry, let me be the bearer of the news. The men are tired of the wigs. Yes, they're gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. They're gorgeous. They look nice. Some of them look like you grew it out your hair. I'm gonna give you all of that. But it's been a lot of years since we've been doing the wigs, ladies. Come on, let's get back to us. Let's get back to our natural, because then, you go places when it's time for to go to the beach, the water. We concerned if the glue gonna come off, or how our hair gonna respond to the water and how it's gonna respond in the humidity. Ladies, let's get back to our hair. Let's get back to our stuff. And let's go get it done. That's all a part of femininity as well. Is your hair. Okay, back with the 80s, 90s, we've been doing our hair. Rather it's short, long, medium, curly, straight. Let's get back to that. And also, with our clothes, dress yourself, make yourself feel good, however I ain't gonna say too raunchy, but so especially our ladies out there that are looking, I pause because, well, that situation, that are looking for a mate. The choosings are slim, especially when you are a woman of a certain caliber. The selections are few. And so I just say dress accordingly, but whatever makes you feel, sexy, whatever makes you feel beautiful, because you don't always have to dress in hopes of catching someone, or in hopes of, a male or whatever looking at you. You don't have to dress like that. You just dress what makes you feel beautiful. Okay, so you feel like today you want to put on a dress with your little pumps. It's making you feel beautiful, because what happens is when you feel beautiful from the inside, it exudes to the outside, and then that exudes all your femininity. And all you gotta do is walk down the street and they're like, wow, hello, Miss Lady. Ladies, I'm trying to help y'all. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all get to that femininity. I know a lot of us, because I've been there, single mom. You had to do we had to go to work, come home, make the bread, bring it home, go shopping, cook food, make dinner, get kids ready for school the next day, go to the school, go to the conferences, go to the plays, speak to the teachers, come back home, come back home, then you got to go to work, and then you got to speak to your, to the supervisors and all, and all the people at the job at the same time. So trust me, I know it has made us very tough. It has made us very tough. Took us out of our femininity. But ladies, I'm here to tell you that it's still there. It's still there. You just gotta relax, start taking care of yourself, understand that everything is gonna work out. Understand that things are always working out in your favor, and I say that every day to myself. And when I say things will work out in your favor, things will work out in your favor. But we got to get back to our femininity. I see so many beautiful ladies, and I feel I feel the pressure. I feel the pain. I feel, the things that they're going through, just watching, because I've been there. So that's how I can speak to it, because of all these points I talked about, I can speak to it because I've been there. I've experienced it. And it's the compassionate part of me. And a lot of people say, or I've heard, I won't say a lot of people, but I've heard that compassion is a form of weakness. I don't call it weakness, because compassion takes a lot. Okay? So it takes a lot for you to really reach in. I won't say down, but reach in and feel what others are feeling. It's selfless, because it's a selfless act, because you care, you're supportive, you're nurturing, because you want to help your fellow woman, your fellow man, right? And it's not being weak. Some may prey on it as being weakness, but when you operate in a place of oneness with the Most High, because you're doing this not because you're trying to get accolades, not because you're trying to get a pat on the back, or you want people to see you. You're operating. People don't even know that you're doing this, because this is just who you are, and because you're operating in that oneness with the Most High, you're always protected. So there is no weakness. So if someone finds it as a weakness, or looks at it as a weakness, well, you have to think of the mindset of that individual, because that means that they take it as a weakness and they'll try to prey on you. Could be your family members and your friends close to you. I'm just saying. Could be. However, it's a beautiful feeling, and it's a beautiful thing, because we're all here on this planet. We're all here on this earth to help our fellow man. Yes, we have some that are not, that we cannot help. Okay, so we can't rescue everybody, and everybody's not willing to be rescued. So you have to understand that and keep it moving. But as for our femininity, okay, we're going to remain compassionate, because compassionate is a beautiful thing, and we're going to remain empathic, and we're going to remain emotionally intelligent, and we're going to remain grace under pressure, and we're going to remain nurturing and supportive. I think I said that already. However, these are the 5 things that we're going to do in 2025, ladies, to exude femininity. We got to get back to remember I was watching a video the other day with a friend of mine. I was watching a video. Oh gosh, what's the girl? Was Hold On to Your Love. Ooh, I forgot their name, but remember the little black dresses with your boots, and then and your little hairstyle, the little asymmetrics. We got to get back to that, ladies. It's simple. Pretty is simple. Beautiful is simple. It doesn't have to be over the top and too much. But that's all I have for you today, ladies. Let's exude that femininity. It's who you are. It's there. It's hidden. We're gonna bring it out. So on my next episode, I hope to expound upon it a little more. Please like, share, comment. I'll inspire you, and you can inspire me. And that's all I have for tonight. Take care. So long.